So we're back here today. We're gonna go ahead and finish up what we started, and that is the repair of Miss Michelle Stimson's car window. It was falling down on her and she was just sick and tired of fixing it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace the, what's it called, Michelle?
Regulator.
The regulator. Actually, it's the entire system we're replacing. You could just go ahead and replace one piece, but we're gonna do the whole thing new because you're in there, you might as well do it. So what was going on here is this window is a power window. When it keeps falling down, it would not stay up for her. And what we're gonna do, as I stumble a little, is we're gonna show you how to remove this door panel, and we're going to replace the old regulator, which I already took out previously, and replace it with the new regulator there that you can see that just came in the mail. So I'm going to hand this off to Michelle, and we're going to step by step show you how you remove this door panel and how you get the regulator installed. Hello. The first thing we need to do is take out two screws. You have two screws. You have one located right here, and you also have one right here inside of your door latch handle. Make sure you don't lose your screws. A lot of knuckleheads do this. They'll pull out a screw and they'll lose everything. There's going to be a lot of background noise because the children in the neighborhood are deciding to come around now while I'm doing this. So I'm going to scream and yell at them a little bit. You'll see. If you come in close, Michelle, right here, there's a little pop-out piece that you just pop out. You might not see the screw immediately, and that's because it's covered by this doohickey. Remove the doohickey, and there's a screw hidden inside there. Off a cry eye. All right, we're gonna have a lesson on how to take screws out next. Come on. Yay! All right, so now those two screws are out, and what we're going to do now is you have to get this panel out, and that's held in by clips. You have clips that are surrounding this whole door, all outside the perimeter. And I like to use a pry bar. Why? Because it pries. What do I have to do? Pry. So you get right underneath the door. You can almost tell exactly where they are, because when you pull the pry bar, you can see that it's like easy, it gives here, but then it closes in here and doesn't want to give. So you can tell that right about there is where the first one is. So you're gonna pop it right out. Don't be alarmed by that sound. Pop, pop, go around the door. Pop, pop. Poppity pop pop. Don't break this off. That'll be a bad thing. Voila. Now, once you get all the pins popped, this piece basically comes right out, all right? Now what you have is your door handle. This is the bar that connects to your latch and your lock. It's a very simple scenario here. You just unclip it, push this piece to the side. You'll see how to figure it out when you get into it. If you're handy, you'll figure it out. Just drop the bar. We've now removed the door. Now, what you haven't seen is what was already done. There was, when the car was first brought to me, I had already went and removed the piece, the regulator that was in there, and I taped up the window so it wouldn't fall down so I could order the new piece. So what you didn't see was there's also an insulator. This rubber piece you're definitely going to find sitting around your door. Okay, and that's glued in. I had already removed that, and I wasn't about to put it back on and remove it again. But we'll put it back when we're ready. All right. Now, the piece that we're replacing is this right here. You have this right here that will connect. The window actually sits into this, kind of like a sandwich. It gets sandwiched into here. And there's another piece in here. It will connect right in. The window will sit right in nice and tight. And then this is your motor. The motor will connect electronically right here to, you have components here that were connected but now are disconnected. This will go into the regulator. We're going to have to remove the speaker as well because there are other wires that are going to need to be connected in here.
Gotcha.
So these, when you take it apart for the first time, you're going to notice there's a couple plug-in wires like this one, and all they are, one of them is for your power window, one of them operates the power locks around, and this is basically your connector, your harness that makes that up, and that connects down here. You'll see the little on the door piece. You can see where they connect right here. There's one will go here and one comes up underneath here, and that's your buttons. That's what operates those buttons. So we don't need these right now. Those you will have to unplug when you're first taking it apart. Like I said, we're doing this backwards. You're seeing the assembly, you didn't see the disassembly. All right, so we're gonna take off the speaker now. We have to get into this area because we have bolts that need to be put in. Their bolts actually are already in. They just need to be set into place and tightened. So we'll remove the speaker, and just like these little plugs, harnesses, little button here. Be very careful with your speaker. You don't want to poke a hole in this thing by pushing it or whatever you're doing to remove it. So get your speaker out of play, and that exposes a couple of more fun little thingies. Plugs. Now these are the plugs that are going to actually be used for the regulator. Now the fun part is we're going to get this regulator into place. All right, we know how it has to set up. It's going to set up something like this. You can see here, this bolt, this big hole goes here, 2 bolts, 2 bolts. Same thing here. This is going to go in be installed right there. You can see it gives you bolt, 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 so that this can be installed right there. And then we'll have all these little plugs that you have to remember when you unplug something. Remember where you unplugged it and plug it back in that same spot. It's good to write things down, but when you're a genius like me, you don't have to do that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that these bolts are loosened up here from behind. These ones are not as easy as the other ones were, that's for sure. So we're gonna back these bolts off, and we're gonna leave them, you know, sitting up about 1/8 of an inch. So that way when you put the bolt, you don't have to take the bolt completely out. You can see how there's a little hole here and it slides down in there. And then you can tighten the bolt right up. So there's no need to pull the bolt completely off. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and prepare that. All right, so I backed those screws off. You can see that they're offset here. And now is the fun part. You got to get this in here. Alrighty, let's pull this piece up into place. Alright. There's one, there's two. Now I gotta swing this part up. There's such a thing called gentle persuasion. You guys who go out on a first date know what I mean. We'll come back to this when we're done.
Gotcha.
All right, so you're gonna have to play with this a little bit. Try not to break anything, but it does get up inside there. And I set these bolts. Here's the motor. That's all set now. We'll just tighten it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go around, and you can see right here is the slide channel that the window's gonna sit on. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bolt that in, and then we'll move to the window. So let me bolt this in, I'll be right back. All right, so we got it all in. 2 bolts here, bolt here, 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here. We made up our wiring connection. You gotta make sure you plug in that harness that connects to the motor, because that's what runs your little doohickey that you pull up and down and make it go up and down. So I'm going to run a test right now, besides the fact I want to put this in the perfect position, because the next step after that is to finally connect this window to this pad. So we'll give it a test and make sure that our electrical connection works. And we'll watch right here. There we go. And there, my friends, is how your window goes up and down. So I'm going to set it right about here so that way I can work, because I'm going to have to drop this window now, untape it, drop this window down, and I'm going to set this window into this piece right here, and you can basically see how it works. It'll go up and down that way. So I'll be right back and I'll show you how that works.
Go.
All right, so I released the window from the tape, holding it up, and you can see here I can pull it up and down. And I'm sliding it right down to the new piece, okay? Now you got a ball here and a ball here. You got a clip here, you got a clip here. We're gonna remove these clips. Don't lose them. It's in there, I'll get back to it. So once those clips are removed, you slide this right down into place, and you can see those balls pop right in there. See that? Right in. And then this clip, very simply, goes right back in and locks it right in. So I'm gonna find the other one, and we're gonna lock that one in. And then we'll come back.
That.
All right, so I made up those connections the way I said I would. I put those 2 pieces in, the clips are now in. And here we go. All that bullshit Michelle was having over that stupid little moron piece. By the way, people, less than $60 to fix that. Do it your damn self. Don't need to go to a mechanic for this bullshit. And I build houses and I can still do this crap. All right, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna set myself up, and I'm gonna show you how everything goes back together.
Yep.
Okay, so this is your insulator. This is gonna go on your door, and this basically helps stifle the sound and the vibrations and all that fun loving stuff. So it's pretty simple. You're just gonna follow, you know, where it was originally glued in. Match it right back up. And if you push it right back onto the tower, basically is what it is, tower. It sticks. Now the only one thing you're gonna be sure of is these wires here have to come through. That little previously caught slit for you, and I'm probably going to find out, if I remember, that actually one of these, nope, I should be okay. Just for the door. Comes through here. So we'll finish putting this piece back on. Once I do this, we'll make up the electrical connections and I'll put on the door panel. That means I'll come right back. All right, so once you get this piece on, this slit right here, I remember what it was for. The door handle. Don't forget that, you can't get out of the car without that. So the speaker is simple again. We're just gonna plug that piece back in. Voila. Match up the holes and stick in the screws. So I'll screw these in, I'll come right back.
Oh.
All right, so now we're just gonna make up your electrical connections for your power mirror, power locks. Very simple, plugs right in. I don't know if you can see it. Can you get in there and see that by any chance? Or these little pluggies go in nice and simple. So easy it is. Then let's not forget our door latch. You feed this right up through the hole, and this piece clicks right on there. Then